Hello guys, and of course, welcome back into yet another one with us, the Review Bros. My name's Aaron. It's good to have you guys watching along at home or wherever you may well be for, of course, surprise, surprise, yet again another pre-workout review. We're determined, myself and Craig, to find pre-workouts that are actually worth your hard-earned cash. And today we'll be taking a look at a pre-workout called HEISENBERG. And this one is by Los Pollos Hermanos. And we've got the guys at Supplements for Muscle to thank for sending this one on over to us. Now, as we know, we've seen a few pre-workouts called HEISENBERG, and there's actually a couple doing the rounds right now. So take a good look at it. This is the exact one we are reviewing today as we go through, of course, the usuals: taste, price, label, and primarily the effects of this stuff in the real world. What can it do for you? And all we ask is please do like the video, comment down below, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Helps us to help you. Let's get into this one. First segment, probably the least important, but we cover it anyway, and that is of course the taste and the mixability of this stuff. So it comes in 3 different flavors we can see on the Supplements for Muscle website: peach, raspberry, and this one we've got for the sake of today's review is blueberry. So I don't think it came with a scoop, so we've had to borrow a scoop from another pre-workout. We are looking at a 14-gram serving size. So let's get that 14 grams in there. And it does have a very blueberry smell to it, I'll give it that. I've used it before, but for the sake of you watching, let's really pretend it's my first time trying it. Okay. Not the colour I was expecting. That's the first thing I thought. I was expecting a blue raspberry look to it. But we've got I don't know, a purpley sort of liquid there. Mixability isn't fantastic, that be truth be told. I've seen better, especially considering it is only a 14-gram scoop. But I guess it's one of those, you get to the bottom, you go like that and neck it on all back. So, my thoughts on it are, you can definitely get a blueberry taste there. It's quite mild, up to quite weak flavours. I would say have less water. I'd have liked it to have been a bit more forthcoming. It also is a little bit strange. That's the truth be told. It's like a strange sort of fruit punch flavour rather than blueberry. Blueberry's there. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not horrible. I don't think you'll complain. I think the truth of the matter is, there's 2 things. It's probably inaccurate in my opinion, and the second thing I'd have to say is it's boring. So let's now get into the price point of this one. Okay, so you'll head on straight over to the official Supplements for Muscle website, where you can use our discount code that works on any of the products there. It is BROS5. It comes in euros primarily. It's a European sort of distributor or supplier of pre-workouts, and they've got a lot on their website. They do worldwide shipping there. And when you do the math right, it's £32.50 for the container. You get a true 30 servings, therefore £1.08 per go. Now we've got a consistent pricing scale where a 5 out of 10 is what we consider to be an average price point for pre-workout servings across the entire world at the moment. This one slips itself very nicely into an 8 out of 10. So it's actually a lot cheaper than your average pre-workout. So that's obviously a thumbs up, but now of course it still has to come down the label and the effects as to whether it's worth that price point or if that's about right for it. Let's find out. Into the label of this pre-workout. Now I'm going to flash it up on the screen for you to see it right now, and I know a lot of you'll be going, because there is some underdosing here, unfortunately so, and I'm probably also expecting your eyes to be looking at a particular ingredient now that we all hope will transcend this pre-workout into greatness. Now let's start at the top. As I mentioned, 14 grams, and we're looking at a 3.5 grams dosage of citrulline malate, which is low. That is a low dose. That being said, helps with pumps and nitric oxide performance. Arginine AKG, 3 grams, which is actually a good dose. It's another way of heightening up those nitric oxide levels. It's a salt of arginine, so hopefully it stays around a little bit longer in the bloodstream, and it gives you vascularity and of course the pumps. We have beta alanine up next at 2.5 grams, which again is ever so slightly low. We'd like 3.2 or above. So beta tingles, itchy, paresthesia type feels, and once you've had it for a long enough period of time, it will help you with endurance, and you're going to need it for a bit longer with this product. We got taurine at 1 gram for natural energy production, electrolyte and hydration benefits as well, and that's a good dose. Tyrosine at half what we would like to see, 500 milligrams for focus and cognition effects. We have agmatine sulfate up next, 750. We're going back up in weight. Now that again, probably about 250 milligrams shy of what we typically see. Again, it's going to work with the citrulline for more nitric oxide and hopefully a little bit more pump. We got creatine nitrate and creatine monohydrate at 500 milligrams a piece. Now that is low, especially when we concern ourselves with the monohydrate. You want 5,000 milligrams per day. I think putting it in a pre-workout at less than that is towards the word pointless. That's my personal opinion there. That's a poor dosage. We got caffeine anhydrous 300, standard amount, typical amount, 3 cups worth of coffee, your energy and stimulation. I'm going to skip over the vitamins because they're nothing too fun, just general bodily performance and function. We got DMAA 1 to 3 at 70 milligrams, which is a respectable dose if it's in there at a true source and and the real deal effectively. That should give you stimulation, focus, euphoria, a lot of benefits, and obviously, as we know, that is one of the black market ingredients. So beginners, switch off right now. And your hemine HCl at 8 milligrams, which is a big dose, fat burning, sweats, energy, adrenaline, the whole shebang right there. So here we go, guys. That's the label of this one. What do you think? Let's find out what it actually did in the real world now. We're there. We have landed ourselves into the effects of this product. You're goddamn right. What can this do in the real world? I've used it 3 times. Craig's used it twice. I will say this straightforward. It's consistent. It's worked the same each and every time, which is a thumbs up. You don't necessarily like those pre-workouts that hit you differently each and every time you take it. Now, jumping us in the deep end. It's one of those that I wanted more from, but it gave me something to stick around. Now, starting us off at the beginning, beta alanine, it was there. I would have to say it was probably there in line with its dosage, which in truth was underdosed at 2.5 grams. It's not horrifically underdosed, but I think it has to become noticeable in these pre-workouts. So therefore the beta tingle, the itchy type feeling, I'd give that a 6 out of 10. It's noticeable, but boy, oh boy, by no means is it overpowering. What comes in next? I wouldn't say all too much. There's definitely a little bit of peaking of energy, and it gets you to a nice level, guys, in terms of energy. It's not an over-stimulating pre. And in fact, we're going to have to actually talk real world now. The DMAA, if that was there at 70 milligrams of the real deal, the real stuff, the pure stuff, 99% pure as HEISENBERG Walter White's crystals, the answer is no. there's a little bit of mood elevation from this product, but I don't think, well, I can tell you I know it's not DMAA. There wasn't even all too much from that huge dosage of your Himbine HCl, albeit not alpha Himbine, but normally at that level of dosages, you might start to get some of the negatives. Now, I didn't really get any cold sweats, chills, jitters. Don't get me wrong, it is freezing cold here in the UK at the minute, so I feel like that stuff's a bit harder to get to the level of the summer weather. Pumps, okay at best. Not much more can be said. The focus was probably the strongest point. I did feel dialed in. Like I said, a little bit of mood elevation. Quite a serious pre-workout though. A bit of mood elevation, but it was quite a productive, serious feel to it. And that's why I'm thinking
savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
There might be something in here, but it's not to the level, however, that we would expect, want and desire from the label. The label's poor, but you still look at that, you still look to that DMAA as a pinnacle, a shining star in the sky that you're trying to get to. But you never get it. You never get there. It's almost there. It's like, I can see you, but I can't, you're too far away. So it's a relatively poor pre-workout. In fact, it is a poor pre-workout compared to the average. I think there's a level of disappointment looking at the pre-workout, knowing there's seeing there's DMAA in the label, that leaves a disappointment, a nasty taste in the mouth. I feel like if it was called something general and it didn't have the DMAA on the label, and it cost that just £1.08, I feel like I'd be a lot more understanding. And in fact, I might even go as far as to say it's probably worth the 8 out of 10 price point, because if you forget the disappointment, it probably is worth that price point, because it gives you enough energy, it gives you a good focus, a bit of mood elevation, and okay pumps. So, whereas if it costs more, I would be saying look elsewhere. And I've got to say, I probably would be saying look elsewhere because of the disappointment. There has to be a comeback on these companies that state these things. They give these type of labels. They give you the hope. They give you hope on a platter. And just as they're about to hand it over to you, they rip it on away, and you're left with just a general feeling pre-workout to a degree. Like I say, it feels like something's there. I'd almost go as far as saying there's 5 milligrams of DMAA in here or something. Do you know what I mean? That's the level we're talking. It doesn't give you a euphoric high feeling. There's none of that DMHA feels. No appetite suppression. The energy, there's no crash, but after an hour or two after taking the product, the pre-workout's gone altogether. It doesn't give you that productive after training feel. There's no sleeplessness, so there's no negatives, but the negative would be the disappointment, because ultimately people are looking for that. Not much more can be said. That's our honest take on this pre-workout. It's Heisenberg. It's available over at Supplements for Muscle. It is a cheap one. Yeah, guys, appreciate you watching from home. You know we'll always keep it 100 here. You know the drill. As always, stay stimmed. Cheers for watching.